to episode 11 of the Javelina Coaches Show for 2021 and 22. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Mendoza's Pharmacy Javelina Sports Network. And with basketball season underway, it's fitting we get started with one of our basketball coaches, our women's basketball coach, Michael Madrid. Coach, hello again.
How you doing, Mark? Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you. You guys are coming off a Friday evening or Friday afternoon victory over Chadron State. And so I know it's only one win, but is it a little bit of a relief to get win one out of the way in game one?
Oh, absolutely. You know, our players were so kind of like we talked about post game. Our players were just so excited to play in a normal basketball setting. But to be able to play in front of our home fans, we had a great turnout from, you know, the Greeks to obviously cheerleaders, sapphires, faculty, staff, players, parents. But yeah, you know, it's great to get that under our belt, and moving forward, we watched film and practiced yesterday, and we can look forward to Metro on Thursday.
Yeah, it was nice to finally be in an atmosphere that felt like a normal basketball game, as opposed to last year that seemed so out of whack to what we're used to at the Spec. But you mentioned before and on Friday that your team was really juiced to get that game started. That was the word that you used. How do you try and, in the future, make sure that the excitement doesn't become something that causes you guys to get off to a little bit of a slow start like you did on Friday?
Sure. You know, honestly, I don't anticipate them to be that kind of amped up, juiced, I guess, if you will. I think they were just so excited to get on the floor, and, you know, after Lafayette, we were able to play somebody else and then have an opportunity to play somebody else. And so, you know, again, just talking to them about taking one possession at a time, not trying to, you know, there's never been a basket in basketball that's been a 20-point basket. You know, everything's twos, threes, ones. And so just taking it one possession at a time, taking a deep breath, enjoying the moment, and just, you know, going from there. I think if we can do that, relaxing, moving forward, we'll be okay.
You guys did have a 20-point quarter, though. On Friday, you outscored Chadron 20-0 in the third quarter. What did you like the most about the way your team played out at halftime?
You know, I think at halftime they were frustrated. I think because of our overall play in the first half, they knew that we were capable of playing a lot better than that, and so really it was just about calming them down, talking about, hey, let's just make simple plays. And so they came out. You know, we executed pretty well offensively, had a number of people hit different shots. And then defensively, you know, we locked up, played pretty well. We forced really hard contested shots, and, you know, fortunately, Chadron missed a bunch of shots and ended up being a 20-0 quarter, which was really quite interesting.
Yeah, you mentioned how in the first half it seemed like when the shots weren't falling, your team's play on defense suffered a little bit because of that. Did you feel like that switched in the second half, where one side or one facet of the game sort of fed off the other?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things we talked about. You know, when you're making shots, you have energy, you're excited, you're involved. When you're not making shots, sometimes you can, you know, forget about playing defense on the other end. And so I thought that it carried over, and hopefully moving forward, we don't allow what's going on offensively to affect us what we're doing defensively. You know, you can always defend, you can always block out, you can always play hard regardless of whether you're making shots or not. And so I think there was a valuable lesson learned in Friday, and just anxious to see how they use that moving forward.
And now I know it's only 2 games, but I think Georgia O'Heary's had 2 pretty good games. She was one of your leading scorers against Lafayette. She was one of your leading rebounders on Friday. Has she played through 2 games like the kind of player you hoped you were getting when you recruited her?
Absolutely. You know, Georgia has a lot of experience, obviously transferring from a Division I school, played at a really competitive high school level, you know, and so we knew coming in she'd be able to bring something that maybe we didn't have last year. I still don't think we've seen the best Georgia has, and she knows that, and she's going to continue to get better and help this team. And so I'm really anxious to see her growth and development in the years to come, as well as the rest of our team.
You guys have a long road trip coming up this week, 2 games. After 1 game at home, 2 games pretty far away from home. How do you make sure your team's prepared and ready to go for the 2 road contests?
It's going to be fun. And one of the things we talked about yesterday is, you know, Metro's, they're a solid team. I think they're preseason ranked 3rd in the RMAC. It's a South Central regional opponent. And so we told our team, you know, we're going to find out a lot about who we are. This is going to be very much like a conference road game, and it's tough to win on the road. And so we'll prepare the next couple of days, watch some film, get on a plane on Wednesday, and be ready to play them on Thursday.
And then we'll see you back here at the Spec on Wednesday the 24th for a game against Western Oregon. Between now and then, Coach, go have some fun. Best of luck in Colorado.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mark.
And also, don't forget, you can catch this guy every Monday on the Javelina Athletics YouTube channel, on Mondays with Madrid, as well as on the Javelina Coaches Show. We'll take a break and come back. When we return, it'll be the head men's basketball coach, Johnny Estelle, when we return, so don't go away on the Javelina Coaches Show.
We'll get it back from the top of the key. Dominguez has to put it up. Shot off the mark. Right there for the rebound, and the putback is Devin Williams. Out there for Michael Madrid. O'Leary on the perimeter to Lake. Swings it left for Rivers, tossing it inside. Turning around and scoring is Georgia O'Leary. And now finds Rivers. Second chance for the Javelina. Schroeder trying to turn it into three. Can't do it, but Mickens is right there for the bucket and the foul. The run started to snag some momentum before he hit the break. Rivers to Schroeder. A three would certainly help, and there it is. Jade Schroeder with Dubuque's first three of the season, and suddenly they are within. Rivers working against Peters, now tosses it back out. Schroeder for an open three, there it is. And Jade Schroeder has 6 points on 2 trades. Laurel throws it right back to Jones. Habs on offense again. Jones trying to drive, but brings it back out. Pass inside. O'Leary trying to do some work inside. Great move for 2 points. Yes, Javelinas content being patient on what will probably be their final possession. Rivers inside for a bucket and a foul. Throw their hands up. And they have a chance now to get within single figures, but Mia Rivers trying to ruin that. And she does. Pass inside underneath. Peterson can't convert on the layup. Schroeder back the other way. Finds the lane of the basket, nearly uncontested for 2 more. Laurel looking for a lane inside. The one-handed layup wouldn't go. Rivers has Schroeder ahead of the pack. And Schroeder puts it in for 2.
Back to episode 11 of the Javelina Coaches Show, and we're joined by our second guest. That's our head Javelina men's basketball coach, Johnny Estelle. Hello again, Coach.
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great, Coach. Coming off of a season opening weekend in which you guys played South Dakota Mines and Chadron State, came home with a win and a loss. How do you assess the first weekend of play from your team overall?
Well, I thought that, quite naturally the first night we didn't play, up to our potential and abilities, but I thought that, anytime you go on the road and you play, pretty good hostile environment against a really well-coached team, you don't know what you're going to get. It was a different type of environment, so to speak, than, it was at A&M. So, got to give those guys credit. They played well, hit a lot of shots. They shot it unbelievably. Then we kind of cut the lead down and had a chance to win in the second half, and, talking about the Mines game. But, we can't get behind, and, we can't dig ourselves a hole like that. And then we bounced back the next night, less than probably 24 hours, and played again. And our kids just really, showed a lot of toughness and a lot of togetherness and a lot of spirit, and and that was a culture win. I think, I think I texted you afterwards and talked about the Javelina way, and you learn more through failure. Sometimes we don't like to fail, or lose, but we learned a lot about ourselves, and they recalibrated and did a great job.
What was the biggest difference for you between game 1 and game 2?
I thought defensively we did a better job. And like I told you, the Mines, when I text you after the game, they run a complex style, and they have multiple guys that can shoot the basketball. So any type of mistake you make defensively, they did a great job capitalizing on it. And then we played a team that was more of a dribble drive team that they could really shoot, that we had to keep them out of the paint. And I thought we did that. We took charges. We, really, contested shots. I mean, there was multiple efforts by many guys that wasn't there the first night, and I think that really led to us keeping the lead, getting the lead. And then on offense, we didn't play rush. We didn't play like, we shot a lot of threes. We shot like 21, 22 threes in the first half against Mines, but against Chadron we shot less, but we took good shots. Not that those shots wasn't good, they wasn't rush shots. We got a chance to make them play defense more. We got the ball inside, outside. So, Chadron was just completely a different game in a lot of ways, offensively and defensively, and that's why we won.
Derek Luna had 27 points on Friday. He tied your old record of 9 threes in the game here. Between him and Trey, a lot of these guys are knocking on the door of the record you set back in the day. And then Luna had 28 the next day against Shadron. What did you think of the way he played overall for the weekend?
Oh, I thought he played outstanding. You know, I thought that he has, you know, he's a winner. You know, he's won it everywhere he's been. He's done it at a high level. You know, he's won a state championship at Duncanville. He went back down to Sharyland, and they was one game away from going back to the Final Four. He has a unique skill set. You know, he knows how to play. He has a good IQ. He knows how to play within his skill set, and a lot of guys can't do that today. You see guys sometimes they're good players, they're good athletes, but they're understanding of, you know, when to shoot it and how to move the basketball and know the system. You know, they struggle with that. But Derek's not one of those guys. You know, he's always had a high IQ. He's pretty much started, I think, every game he's played since he's been here, and he's earned that right, and that's hard to do for a freshman. So I was very happy with him. But every time that, you know, you see when a guy has an outstanding night, no matter, or a couple of nights, there's teammates that did a great job either getting him open or, you know, making good passes or, you know, feeding him when he was hot. So, you know, it was more of he benefited from the team as much as he did, you know, hit those shots by himself.
You guys also had 23 assists in the win on Saturday. That was the highest assist number you guys have had in almost 2 full seasons. What did you like about the way your team moved the basketball on Saturday?
Well, we're a ball movement team, you know, and I think that we didn't move it as much on Friday as we did Saturday. So when we're making extra passes and getting better shots, you know, meaning open shots, that means guys shooting with, you know, what we call 10 toes on the rim that are locked in, that don't have to, you know, shoot off the bounce, off the dribble so much. So, you know, I thought the extra pass and the penetrating and trying to get a shot for your teammate type mentality was more, you know, evident against Shadron. And that's why you saw the 23 assists. You know, I don't know what's the record of assists here. Do we know?
I believe it's 29.
Dang, man, we just needed 6, 7 more, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you guys are back at home this weekend. We get to finally see you guys back at home for 2 games, Dallas Christian on Friday and now Northwest Nazarene on Saturday. How excited are you guys to finally be back home playing at the Spec?
Well, we went the furthest we probably ever go, you know, and now we're at home. So, yeah, we are excited. We're excited. I know the kids will be really excited about playing in front of their families and playing in front of, you know, the students. We watched the women's game, you know, on Friday as a team in pregame. So we were very excited to see that Coach Madrid and Coach Weaver and the girls got a win there and saw the environment. We saw the guys over in the hog pen and, you know, really appreciate that. And it looked like it was a good crowd, you know, especially playing at 3 o'clock. So, you know, we always want to make sure that you play well at home. And I think these kids are really excited about the opportunity.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to having the guys in the hog pen there all year. They make the atmosphere at the Spec a lot more fun, and hopefully they'll do the same on Friday and Saturday. And what do you expect to see from these 2 opponents? What are the challenges that they'll present for you guys this weekend?
Well, I think these programs, we're not really familiar with Dallas Christian as much, but they are a good coach, well-coached team. You know, I known their coach for a long time. I actually recruited their coach when I was in junior college. Funny story with that. But, you know, they're going to play different styles. You know, Northwest Nazarene, we've played them before, I think a couple of times, but we played them up there about 2 years ago in Boise. And, man, they do a really good job, man. They have good size. They got good guards. So, you know, it's going to be a battle both nights. So, you know, it's going to be probably a contrast of styles. You know, Angelo State is the other team that's in the tournament, and it's going to be good to see them play as well. They had 2 wins this weekend. So, you know, I think, you know, for fans that are, you know, in the area that are looking for something to do, I think Friday and Saturday there's going to be enough on Showcase that you can bring your families and have some popcorn and hopefully cheer on the Javelinas to 2 wins.
Oh, absolutely. And again, those first game is at 7 p.m. on Friday, and we'll have our canned food drive that day. So be sure to bring your canned goods to the contest on Friday, 7 p.m. tip against Dallas Christian. And then we'll have Military Appreciation Day on Saturday, a 5 p.m. tip-off against Northwest Nazarene at the Spec. Coach, best of luck this weekend. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thank you, Mark, for everything, man.
And I appreciate everyone for tuning in to this episode of the Javelina Coaches Show. Thanks to Johnny Estelle and our women's basketball coach, Michael Madrid. We will be back next week with another lineup of guests, but between now and then, we hope to see you at the Spec this weekend. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.